Head Harvester Bill Arman here from the West Coast.
Hi everybody, this is Steve Cesare, Head Harvester for Human Resources.
Now I'm joined here today with Steve. I've got a serious issue I want to talk to you about, Steve. One of my clients, it's third generation, very team-oriented company.
Sure.
And they have a challenge with one of their employees. Long-term employee, dedicated, they love him to the dickens. He has a problem. It's alcohol. And he's the highest paid person in his category. Now, he shows up late, they have to go pick him up, they drive him to work, they facilitate and help him survive a little bit. His people that report to him are really doing the work, and now it's causing some angst within the troops.
Sure.
So they've given him some warnings and given him some verbal stuff, but now they're asking me, what the heck do I do now? Of course, I don't know what to do. I'm asking you, the expert. So what do we do, Harvester Steve?
These are the kind of questions Harvester Bill asked me. These are always the hard ones, but they're real. They're true to life. This happens, everybody. So first, we want to be sensitive to the individual. He's obviously going through some difficult times.
His wife has left him.
There you go.
His kids are left him, heavily despondent.
Yeah.
And it just tears the heart out of these people.
And this type of stuff happens with drugs, alcohol, gambling, opioid, stuff like that. So be very sensitive to the individual. So just to be straightforward for a second, first, make sure every employee signs the employee handbook acknowledgement, verifying that they know they're an at-will employee. You have to put the company's priorities very high on your list, so make sure they have that. Second, whatever the person is doing, sleeping on the job, bad language, whatever, make sure you start the documentation process to make sure that you are treating everybody the same, because if you're treating him differently than some other employee who does the exact same behaviors or giving him a double standard, that could put the company at risk as well. Third, because we know it's alcohol or it could be drugs as well, this person could be covered on the Americans with Disabilities Act, because people who are using drugs or alcohol may be considered disabled. So now you're in a whole different frame of reference that you have to be careful to make sure that you have that person who's disabled being treated fairly. So make sure you go through that 4-step interactive process to try to modify his schedule, try to do it the right way, but also just be sensitive to him, because the company can do whatever it wants to do. So we can leave him on, try to find him some modified duty. We can try to find him a different job someplace away from customers, equipment, and staff, because we don't want to contaminate the whole culture.
Right.
Another alternative could be, you could let him go. Another option could be you put him through rehab to see if he does improve. The last solution, if you wanted to, you could try to put together maybe a severance package and pay him for a number of weeks or months to try to soften his landing, because if he does bleed over, if his attitude does start affecting the culture, you really have to make a determination. Is this guy individually more valuable than the team, our operation, and our customers? So be very careful, everybody. If you have any questions about those cases, don't hesitate to call me, because every case is a little bit different.
On the question of when he goes to rehab,
Yep.
Is he still on payroll?
He's still technically an employee of the company, depending upon how the payroll is determined, Bill. So if he's in a 5-day off-site treatment where he does no work for the company, he would not be getting paid, because by then he probably has exhausted all of his vacation time, his PTO time, and his sick leave. So you would only be paying him for full days of work.
Okay. And some of these programs are 5-6 weeks long, aren't they?
Yeah, it could be a long period of time, and you guys aren't responsible for paying that. Maybe he gets something from his insurance, maybe it's part of his health benefits plan as well, but you just want to make sure that you handle each case very carefully, because they're all different, everybody.
Yeah, so then you do this performance thing, do you start doing this close coaching program, or how do you do that?
Yeah, you continue the performance management plan, good idea, but you only focus on the behaviors. You don't say he came in late because he was drunk again, or he was slurring his speech because he was drinking last night. You don't know what he was doing. Only focus on the behaviors that he's demonstrating to be neutral away from his possible disability or hardship that may lead to a lawsuit down the line.
Yeah, well, good advice. Well, I certainly appreciate that, Harvester Steve.
Sure.
Tough situation, folks. I know we have a lot of those out there, so we need to rely on experts like Steve. And like Steve says, he loves this stuff.
I do.
Even though we throw hardballs at him all the time. All the time. And he's fabulous at this. So his number's right down below. Give him a call, drop him an email, and get some advice from Steve. Good stuff. Thanks, Harvester Steve. Harvester Bill Arman from the West Coast.
Head Harvester for Human Resources, Steve Cesare. Call me anytime.
Now go out there and harvest your potential.